Hi, I'm Lorene Jordan, and a group of us grandmothers got together and decided we wanted to start a Grandma's Country Cottage School of Self-Reliance to help teach the younger generation some of the skills that we've learned over our 50 years of practice, trial and error, and experience. I've lived self-reliant many times as we lived out on ranches. At one time we lived in Idaho. We were 30 miles from the grocery store. I went to the grocery store once a month, and we lived totally self-reliant. We had a huge garden. We had a milk cow, and we had our pantry full of the staples, and we lived just fine. I made my own butter, yogurt, cottage cheese, kefir, cream cheese. Had some of the luxuries of life, but I learned how to do all those things self-reliantly. That's how we raised our 8 children on a very limited budget. We had to learn to be self-reliant and produce and grow as much of our food as we could. The idea of being more self-reliant came to us. To live providently like this was such a blessing, because a couple of times my husband lost his income and we were months without income, but we fed our children just fine. That was my biggest worry when I was a young mom. I never wanted my kids to go hungry. And because we had a pantry stocked and we lived self-reliantly, we were able to get through those hard times just fine. We do not know what the future holds. We experienced interruption in our food supply this year, and it made some of us realize that we better get our pantry stocked. We better learn to be more self-reliant, because we never know when that might happen again. So it takes a little work, a little persistence to raise a garden and learn some of these skills, but then when the crisis comes, we're prepared and we do not fear. The idea of a garden is so wonderful. With such a little bit of space, you can grow so much of your own food. So with just a few seeds, the law of the harvest the earth brings back 100-fold. You plant a few little seeds and you get buckets and buckets of produce back. Now my tomatoes are just starting, so these are just a few. These peaches are off a 2-year-old peach tree. We just planted it a year ago last spring. So we feel pretty good for that little harvest off our brand new peach tree. And again, a few cucumber seeds and you have buckets of cucumbers. A couple of squash seeds and you have buckets of zucchini. And the same with potatoes or corn or any of the produce. A few little seeds produces such an abundance. So if you have the desire, we want to help teach you how to build the box gardens, be ready to plant next spring, and be able to enjoy the benefits of your own hard work.